The Christmas Story, Part 2. Imagined. By the time Jesus grew to be a toddler, a group of wise men traveled from the east to Jerusalem asking about him around town. This group of wise men were possibly astrologers from Persia. Since the nation of Persia had previously captured the city of Babylon, Persians could have heard about signs surrounding the Messiah's birth when Babylon held the Jewish people in captivity hundreds of years before Jesus was born. The ruler who was over that area was King Herod, and he heard that the wise men were asking, "Where is the child who was born to be the King of the Jews? We know he is here because we saw his star and we want to worship him." The star was one of the signs to announce the birth of the Messiah. King Herod and the Jewish leadership were alarmed by this information because they didn't want to lose their position of power if a new king arrived. So King Herod called together the experts of the law to get more information about the birth of the Messiah. This is what they reported to him. The prophet Micah wrote, "Bethlehem, you are not the lowest of leaders in Judah, because from you will emerge a leader who will rule over Israel." Next, King Herod had a secret meeting with the wise men to determine the exact time they saw the star. He told them, "Please go and find this child and let me know where he is so that I can worship him too." After the meeting, the wise men left and continued following the star until it stopped over the house where Jesus was staying. The wise men were relieved and excited and couldn't wait to meet the child. They approached the house and soon saw Mary and Jesus. They immediately bowed down to worship Jesus and gave him the gifts they brought with them, which consisted of gold and very expensive sweet-smelling chunks of frankincense and myrrh. After visiting with Jesus' family, the wise men traveled back to their country using a different route. In a dream, God warned them not to report the location of Jesus to King Herod. Soon after this visit, an angel visited Joseph in a dream, telling him to take Mary and Jesus to Egypt because King Herod was going to look for Jesus and try to kill him. Joseph was obedient and took his family to Egypt at night. Once again, a prophet Hosea wrote about this hundreds of years before it happened when he wrote God's words, "I called my son out of Egypt." The tragic end to this story is that when King Herod figured out that the wise men had tricked him by not telling him how to find Jesus, he ordered that all the boys in Bethlehem and the surrounding towns, 2 years old and younger, be killed. Jesus was around that age at the time the wise men visited, so King Herod was hoping to murder the Messiah. Amen.